Hey, family. Kim Love Jones here. A little love in the afternoon. That's what we doing today. That's what we doing. I told you guys that I would be showing up every day, Monday through Friday in the month of April, and here I am. I wanted to jump on today and I wanted to talk about the fact that a lot of times we deny what we feel. If you are denying what you feel, if you're denying what's going on in your life, if you're not looking at the truth and about who you are and where you are in your life, right? You're doing yourself and you're doing everybody else a disservice. It literally is not helping you to become the person that you really truly want to be, right? And so, if and in fact, we are working on our healing in April, we're waking up to what we've been more or less sleep to, then the reality of the situation is we're not doing ourselves any favor. We are literally doing ourselves a disservice. If and in fact we do not embrace how we feel, we are trying to hide what's going on inside of us. Can I tell y'all how I know personally that that when you hide what you feel, that all kinds of diseases begin to manifest in your body when you don't speak your truth. Hold on, y'all. Let me just grab my um my cloth to clean my glasses all the time. But yeah, so I got on here today because I feel like it is extremely important to stop denying what you feel. They hurt you. They did you a disservice. They didn't treat you right. They didn't love on you properly. They violated you. They violated the friendship. They violated the relationship. They did whatever it is that they thought they wanted to do. There was no consequence except that you had to turn and walk away from something that you were determined to invest in. You were trying to be your best self at that appointed time, at that time, to meet and be with somebody you thought had the capacity to love you, and they did not. And they did not. Listen, I'm not mad about it. All I want to say to my sisters, my brothers, whoever is listening, whoever will listen to this, even on the replay, if you're listening to it on the replay, hashtag replay. But what I wanted to say to you is this: understand that if you're hiding how you feel, you are denying what you need. You cannot heal what you will not reveal. If you're in the dark, if you're trying to tell people all of the time, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm Gucci, but inside you feel miserable, you don't feel good, you don't feel good about who you are and how you're showing up, you are not doing yourself any favors. I know people, and this is true for both men and women. Women are, stroking out, they having heart attacks. Men are stroking out, they having heart attacks. Why? Because they are denying how they feel, they're denying what is important to them. Hi, I see you watching. Say hello, say hello. It is important that we stop doing that. You cannot heal what you hide. You can't. And so in this month, we are awakening to ourselves. We're awakening to the better parts of ourselves. We are waking up to get what it is that we say that we want. And if we want a good life, if we want things to be good for us, then we've got to be honest with ourselves. We got to be honest with how we deal with people. We got to be integrous in our own lives. We have to stand up, right, if you will, for ourselves. We cannot continue to hide and let people get away with whatever it is that they decide that they want to get away with. It doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense. How are you saying, I want my life to be this way, but you're not honest, right? So today I went to a Yella Van Zantz's book because I want to read this for April 7th. It says, I am willing to acknowledge it is safe for me to acknowledge and honor my feelings. It is standard operating procedure among human beings to act as if everything is all right all of the time, no matter how sick, sad, upset, frightened, or confused we may be. If someone asks, how are you? The standard response is fine. Nothing destroyed self-worth, self-acceptance, and self-love faster than denying what you feel. We humans need to realize whatever we feel is just fine and that we are just fine no matter what we feel. Without feelings, you would not know where you are in your life, nor would you know what areas you need to work on. When something doesn't feel right, you are motivated to change. Feelings keep you alive. They invigorate and educate. Feelings are like hound dogs. They sniff out what you were hunting down. This means that your feelings are inspirational and motivational. When you deny what you feel, you are not grounded. You let your guard down, sometimes to your own detriment. It is true that your feelings can deceive you. You can feel bad. You can feel good in a bad situation. You can feel bad in a good situation. This is what happens when you stifle your feelings. You cannot tell one from the other. Feelings are sensors. When you learn to keep the channels clear with the full expression of your feelings, your emotional essence develops and matures. Can I keep it real? I'm going to stop right there. I need to keep it real. When I get a headache, right? When I get a headache, and I'm not going to be on here long, but when I get a headache, I know that there's something wrong in my body. Why? Because I don't generally get headaches. I used to get headaches all the time. And then my health shifted, right? But if I deny that I have a headache and I keep saying, no, I'm fine, do whatever, however, whatever, I'm fine. Like I could keep pressing on when I know I don't feel well. I am denying what is actually happening in my life. They hurt you. They hurt you. They didn't treat you good. Acknowledge that because you cannot heal it if you are hiding it. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real for real. The moment you start honoring who you are and what's going on, the moment you start acknowledging what you're dealing with in your own life, the better you will become. You know, your body is reacting and responding in a real way to what you're saying and what you're doing, right? It really is. Your feelings are valid and they're important, but they're also, as Auntie Ayana says, they're sensors. When something is not right, you get a gut feeling. Don't suppress that. Understand that your feelings are valid and you're having whatever is going on in you is happening for a reason. If you're going to get to the other side of your life, to happy, to whole, to set free, to delivered, or all of those things, if you're going to get to that part of your life, then you have to be honest about who you are and where you are. You cannot continue to lie to yourself. No, it's okay. No, I'll take you. No, I don't have anything to do. And you're always trying to be everything for everybody and nothing for yourself. How does that make sense? Stop denying what you need to appease other people. It doesn't work out well for you when you do that. And that's the truth. So if we're going to keep it real, if we're going to be honest, that's the only way to get to your healing. Like, be honest with yourself first. When they left you, I was talking to somebody yesterday. When they left you or they mistreated you, and this is real talk, when they left you and they mistreated you, for real, there was warning signs all along. People don't listen. There was some bells, there was some whistles, there was a neon flashing light telling you this person is not the person for you. In fact, sometimes they straight told you that they wasn't it for you. They straight told you. But you didn't listen because you wanted whatever it is that you wanted. If I get a headache, something is wrong in my body. Immediately I say, did I eat? Did I drink? Anything, because I know my body. So I'm not going to deny me having a headache and saying, oh, no, it's okay. No, I'm going to deal with it from the perspective of I have a headache. And because I have a headache, I know that I need to do something different. I'm going to honor what my body is telling me. I'm going to honor how I feel. And a lot of people do not honor how they feel, and they can't figure out, for all the tea in China, like, what in the world has happened to me? Why, how did I find myself in this situation? How did I find myself in this place where where my life seems topsy-turvy and everything is upside down? How did I get here? Part of how you got there is by denying what you actually feel. You deny what's really been going on in your life. You keep repeating patterns of behavior that keep you on the hamster wheel, that keep you just running on the hamster wheel, not changing anything. We literally, and I could speak to this for myself personally, are emotionally exhausted when you're fronting. You get emotionally exhausted. Like, how do I do this? Like, how did I allow myself to become emotionally exhausted because I'm not honoring who I am and what I need? There is a cost to being asleep. It's costing you your new life. There is a cost to not paying attention to what's going on in your body. There is a cost. It costs you something. It costs you freedom. It costs you your peace. It costs you your joy, right? What's really happening, if I were to get a headache, what's really happening is my body is saying, no, something's wrong. Drink some water, hydrate, right? My body is saying, it's time for you to eat. You didn't eat anything all day, right? And I remember when I was, younger, and I was going through whatever it is I was going through, my mother would always say to me, God bless her soul. My mother would always say to me, when you get sick and tired, then you'll change things. It's time to change things, y'all. It's time to wake up. It's time to embrace the beauty of who we are. It's time to honor ourselves. It's time for us to shift and become who God told us to be. It's time for us to begin to see ourselves the way that God sees us. We cannot continue to run around doing the same things that we've always done and expecting something magnificent to happen in our lives. It's time for a shift. And the last part of this reading, and I'm going to read it because I had to stop there because I think it was so dope. I'm reading Auntie Ayala's book, Until Today. You know what they are doing, because you see how they are behaving. Wait, I'm reading the wrong one. I'm sorry. I apologize, y'all. Feelings are sensors. When you learn to keep the channels clear with the full emotion of your feelings, your emotional essence develops and matures. It is also true that you do not want to be a slave to your feelings. Feelings that go up and down like a roller coaster are often the result of a physical or chemical imbalance in the body. The key to the development of a healthy emotional essence is to acknowledge what you feel. Until today, you may not have been honoring your feelings. You may have been afraid, unclear, or unsure as to what to do about what you feel. Just for today, be devoted to honoring your feelings. Allow yourself to feel them. Admit to yourself what you feel. If you really want to give yourself an opportunity to grow and heal, admit exactly what you are feeling to one other living person. Today, I am devoted to honoring what I feel until I feel better. Listen, I just wanted to jump on real quick. 6:30 today, I'm going to be in those in them toxic streets. In them toxic streets. I'm going to be over there at 6:30 today, and I'm not quite sure what my topic is going to be, but again, it's going to be around healing. Listen, I love y'all. I am praying for y'all. I'm praying that you would embrace who you are. I'm praying that you would begin to see yourself strong. I said I was going to show up, and I'm being integrous in what I do. I'm showing up, right? I'm going to show up here, and I'm showing up on other social media platforms. But thank you so much for watching. And remember that real love changes everything. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye bye.